G'day legends, and welcome aboard this little adventure we've cooked up for you. How are we all feeling? Hopefully you found a comfy spot, maybe kicked your shoes off and you're ready to just chill. Today, we're doing something a bit special. We're going to take a nice, slow, relaxing float over one of the most beautiful, and let's be honest, sunniest cities in the world. We're heading to the west coast, to the capital of Western Australia, the one and only Perth. It's a city that sometimes feels like it's on the edge of the world, but that's exactly what makes it so unique and so utterly brilliant. So let's just take a deep breath together, let the day's worries drift away, and get ready for a bit of a bird's eye view of this absolute stunner. Think of this as 10 minutes of pure, unadulterated calm. No deadlines, no emails pinging, just you, me, and the incredible sights of Perth from way up high. It's a bit like a mental holiday, a little escape without having to pack a bag or worry about forgetting your toothbrush. Perth, or Boorloo, as it's known by the Whadjuk Noongar people, the traditional owners of this land, has a history that stretches back tens of thousands of years. It's this incredible blend of ancient heritage and modern sunny optimism that we're going to be floating over today. Alright, here we go. Can you feel that? It's that gentle, weightless feeling as we begin our climb, slowly and smoothly lifting away from the ground. The sounds of the city start to fade, replaced by a soft, peaceful hum. It's like the world is turning the volume down just for us. Look below as the familiar shapes of houses and streets start to get a little smaller, a little more organized, like a giant, sprawling Lego set being revealed piece by piece. The individual cars become a slow-moving stream of color, and the world starts to look less chaotic and a lot more serene. As we gain a bit more height, the city's true character begins to show itself. You can start to see the beautiful logic of its design, nestled so perfectly between the hills to the east and the vast Indian Ocean to the west. The air up here feels cleaner, clearer. Take another one of those deep breaths. Inhale that sense of space and freedom. This is what it's all about. Notice how the light changes as we ascend. The world below is bathed in that famous golden Western Australian sunshine, making everything sparkle just a little bit more. We're climbing towards that perfect viewing altitude where you can see everything with stunning clarity. You can make out the tiny boats on the river, the sprawling suburbs stretching out towards the horizon. Now that we're cruising at the perfect height, let's glide towards the heart of it all. The Perth city skyline. Look at it, standing proud and modern against the endless blue. You can see the distinctive shapes of the skyscrapers reaching for the sun. There's the tall, elegant Bankwest Tower and the striking BHP building, its reddish tones a little nod to the rich mining resources of Western Australia. And wrapping around the base of this glass and steel forest is the city's true soul, the mighty Swan River. The local Noongar people call it the Derbarl Yerrigan. It's not just a body of water, it's the lifeblood of this place. See how it snakes its way through the landscape, wide and majestic. Its surface is like a mirror, reflecting the blue sky and the gleaming towers. It's on this river that Perth locals come to play, to sail, to kayak, to fish, or just to sit by its banks and watch the world go by. Look closely at the water's edge, and you'll see the elegant arches of the causeway bridges connecting the city to its southern suburbs. These bridges aren't just functional, they're landmarks in their own right. The river creates these beautiful, sweeping curves that define the city's geography. It carves out peninsulas and creates sheltered bays, shaping where people have chosen to live for thousands of years. The relationship between the city and the river is everything. Unlike some cities that turn their back on their waterways, Perth embraces its river completely. The skyline doesn't just sit next to it, it feels like it has risen directly from its banks. Let's drift a little closer now, right over the glittering centerpiece of the city's waterfront, Elizabeth Quay. Opened back in 2016, this place was designed to reconnect the city center with the Swan River, and from up here you can see it does that job perfectly. It's a stunning inlet, a little bite taken out of the shoreline, bringing the water right back into the heart of the CBD. Look at the beautiful pedestrian bridge, the spanda sculpture, and the promenades bustling with tiny people enjoying the sunshine. It's a vibrant, buzzing hub of activity, but from our serene viewpoint, it looks like a perfectly crafted piece of jewelry sparkling on the river's edge. See that incredible bridge that loops around the inlet? That's the Elizabeth Quay Bridge. Its graceful double arches are designed for pedestrians and cyclists, offering stunning views back towards the city skyline. Right near its base, you can spot the bell tower, another iconic Perth landmark. Its distinctive copper sails and tall glass spire hold the historic bells from St. Martin-in-the-Fields in London, a gift to Western Australia for the 1988 bicentenary. It's a little piece of history standing right next to this very modern development. The quay itself is a mosaic of different colors and textures. There's the deep blue of the water in the inlet, the lush green of the patches of grass, the light-colored stone of the promenades, and the terracotta roofs of the surrounding buildings. You can see the ferries pulling in and out, tiny white vessels creating gentle wakes on the water as they transport people across the river to South Perth. There's even a carousel down there, its bright colors a tiny speck of joy. Now, let's turn our gaze slightly to the west of the city center and prepare to be amazed. What you're looking at is one of the largest inner-city parks in the entire world. This isn't just a park, it's King's Park, and it is absolutely massive. Covering over 400 hectares, it's even bigger than New York's Central Park. And it's a breathtaking expanse of green perched high on a hill overlooking the city and the river. From our aerial perspective, it looks like a giant, lush blanket of native bushland laid out right next to the bustling CBD. It's the city's green heart, its lung, and its soul. The park is a remarkable mix of natural bushland and beautifully manicured gardens. Can you see the distinct areas from up here? A huge portion of it is protected bush, a precious remnant of the original vegetation that covered this area for millennia. Look for the long, straight road that runs through the park. That's Fraser Avenue, famous for its avenue of tall, lemon-scented gums. In spring, the park explodes with color during the King's Park Festival, when Western Australia's famous wildflowers are on full display. Even from up here, you can get a sense of the park's incredible scale and its importance to the city. It's a place for picnics, for reflection at the State War Memorial, for concerts under the stars, and for simply escaping the city without ever having to leave it. You can truly appreciate its commanding position, sitting atop what's known as Mount Eliza. It stands as a proud green sentinel, watching over Perth. This land has been a significant place for the Whadjuk Noongar people for a very long time, a place of ceremony and cultural importance. As we float over its vast canopy, you can feel that sense of peace and ancient history. It's a powerful reminder of the enduring presence of nature, right in the heart of a modern metropolis. Let's continue our journey by following the beautiful winding path of the Swan River, or the Derbarl Yerrigan, as it makes its way towards the ocean. As we drift westwards from the city, watch how the character of the river changes. It widens even more, creating vast lake-like expanses like Melville Water. The shorelines become dotted with stunning homes, each with its own little jetty reaching out into the water. You can see sailing clubs with their fleets of tiny white yachts moored in neat lines, just waiting for the afternoon sea breeze to kick in, a phenomenon the locals lovingly call the Fremantle Doctor. The suburbs that line the river here are some of Perth's most picturesque. Look down at areas like Dalkeith and Peppermint Grove, with their leafy streets and grand houses nestled amongst the trees. You can see people enjoying the riverside lifestyle, walking their dogs along the foreshore paths, launching their paddle boards from sandy little coves, or just sitting on a park bench and soaking in the million-dollar view. On the northern bank, you might be able to spot the iconic University of Western Australia, with its beautiful limestone buildings and sprawling grounds. It's another pocket of tranquility and history nestled on the river's edge. This entire stretch of river is a playground, a highway, and a sanctuary all in one, and its journey is almost complete. The river's mouth is where it finally meets the vast expanse of the Indian Ocean. This meeting point is guarded by the historic port of Fremantle. For centuries, this has been the gateway to Western Australia. From our vantage point, we can see the entire journey of this life-giving river, from its origins in the hills, through the heart of the city, and finally, to its grand entrance into the sea. Now, as the river merges with the ocean, let's turn our attention to one of Perth's most defining features, its absolutely breathtaking coastline. We're gliding over the city's famous beach suburbs now, and the view is just spectacular. Below us is a long, unbroken ribbon of pure white sand meeting the most incredible turquoise water you've ever seen. This is where Perth comes to play, to swim, to surf, and to worship the sun. The first stop on our coastal tour has to be the one and only Cottesloe Beach. Even from up here, you can recognize it instantly. Look for the iconic Indiana Tea House, that beautiful building sitting right on the sand, looking like something out of a storybook. The tiered lawns of the Cottesloe Esplanade slope down towards the beach, creating a natural amphitheater where people gather to watch the world go by. In the water, you can see the distinctive pylon, a remnant of an old shark net that has become a favorite swimming target for the brave. As we drift north along the coast from Cottesloe, the stunning beaches just keep on coming. There's Swan, then City Beach with its sleek, modern surf club and restaurants, and then the long, glorious stretch of Scarborough Beach. Scarborough has a completely different vibe. It's younger, more energetic. From up here, you can see the new swimming pool complex right on the foreshore and the high-rise hotels that give it a bit of a Gold Coast feel. What's amazing from this perspective is just how clean and pristine it all looks. The sand is impossibly white, and the water fades from a pale, translucent aqua near the shore to a deep, dark sapphire further out. You can even see the dark patches of the reefs that lie just offshore, creating perfect little breaks for the local surfers. This coastline is truly Perth's greatest asset. It's a democratic space, open and accessible to everyone. Let's swing back south a little and hover over the place where the river meets the sea, the historic and ever so cool port city of Fremantle, or Freo, as it's affectionately known by everyone. From up here, you can see that Freo has a completely different character to Perth's CBD. There are no gleaming skyscrapers here. Instead, you see a wonderfully preserved collection of 19th century Victorian architecture. Right in the heart of Freo, you can spot the famous Fremantle markets with their distinctive Victorian roofline. For over 100 years, this place has been a riot of sounds, smells, and colors, and even from this height, you can almost feel its vibrant energy. Nearby, you might be able to make out the stark, imposing walls of Fremantle Prison, a World Heritage Site that was built by convicts in the 1850s. It's a powerful reminder of the colonial history of this place. Let's drift over to the water's edge. See that bustling harbour filled with fishing boats? That's Fishing Boat Harbour, home to some of Perth's best fish and chip shops. It's also where you'll find the Little Creatures Brewery, a local institution. Freo has a very strong maritime identity. You can see it everywhere. From the giant container ships in the main port to the little sailing dinghies zipping around the harbour. It's a place that has always looked out to sea, a city of sailors, fishermen, artists, and free spirits. It has a bohemian, slightly rebellious vibe that makes it uniquely charming. Fremantle is where Perth's history and its modern creative culture collide in the most wonderful way. It's a place with a story around every corner, and from up here you can see how all those stories fit together to create a city with a huge heart and a truly unique soul. And now, for the moment we've all been waiting for. As our gentle journey comes to an end, let's turn our gaze to the west, out over the endless expanse of the Indian Ocean. The sun is beginning its slow descent, and the sky is preparing for its nightly performance. This is the show that Perth gets to watch every single evening, and it never, ever gets old. The light has changed completely now. That bright golden sunshine has softened into a warm, honey-colored glow that bathes everything in a magical light. The shadows are getting long, and a sense of calm is settling over the entire city. Watch as the sun, a perfect fiery orb, kisses the horizon. The sky erupts in a symphony of color. First come the brilliant oranges and deep reds, painting the clouds in fiery strokes. Then, as the sun sinks lower, the colors soften into shades of pink, purple, and a gentle dusky violet. The surface of the ocean becomes a shimmering canvas, reflecting all of this incredible color back at the sky. It's a moment of pure, unadulterated beauty. From our incredible vantage point, we can see the lights of the city begin to twinkle on, like a carpet of scattered diamonds. The skyline, which was so bold and bright in the daytime, now becomes a soft, glowing outline against the deepening twilight. The river, too, catches the last of the light, a ribbon of molten gold winding its way through the landscape. So as the last sliver of sun disappears below the horizon, leaving behind a beautiful, lingering afterglow, our little journey above Perth comes to a close. I hope you're feeling relaxed, refreshed, and maybe a little bit in love with this sunny, laid-back city on the edge of the continent. Thank you for joining me on this peaceful flight. It's been an absolute pleasure sharing this view with you. Now take one last deep breath of this calm evening air and carry that feeling of peace with you into the rest of your day. Until next time, stay safe and be good to each other. Cheers.